As you can see, the road is closed once again. How many times I try to get up to Christ the Redeemer. I'm gonna have to hoof it up there. It's gonna be about a 17-kilometer round trip. I'm gonna hopefully see if the battery to this cell phone will hold out. I brought my video camera, but there's some people up here that might want to steal shit off people, so I'm only bringing my cell phone and my runners, you see. So here we go again, once again, trying to get to Christ the Redeemer, because I'll be heading back to Vancouver in a couple of days. And for all the time that I've spent in Rio de Janeiro, I've never gone to the top, so hopefully today's the day. We'll see how it goes. A couple of kilometers in, just a note, if this area is pretty isolated, and there are some evildoers up here. It's a terrible thing to have to say, eh? When you're trying to relax and do something really beautiful in the city of Rio de Janeiro. But yeah, these isolated passages are dangerous for a lot of people. What can I say? Yeah, I always love the signs here in Rio. It means drive slowly because there's animals on the road. Well, this is unexpected. There's a rest area, kilometer number 6. It's kind of nice. Kilometer number 6 and counting. Not much to see. I was hoping to see some vistas of the city off to the left there, but it's really, I'm just engulfed by forest on both sides. So the scenery, although beautiful, being the forest and the beautiful canopy and the trees, I haven't really reached any vistas yet. Finally, it looks like there's going to be some openings up ahead to take a good look at the ocean or perhaps the city. There's the city below. Wow, this is really incredible. I wish the lighting was a little bit better. There's Maracanã, which is a huge stadium where Flamengo, the soccer team, plays. There's the bridge. It's called Ponte Niterói. It goes over to the other side of the harbor, which separates Niterói from Rio de Janeiro. But you can get a scale for how incredible this huge city is, and really just this gigantic forest that surrounds it, and the ocean, and of course beyond. Really spectacular. One of the many favelas along the mountainsides here in Rio. I'm not sure which one this one is. Maybe Santa Marta, I'm not sure. Right next, of course, to the city. Okay. Kilometer number 8, I gotta say, it's all been uphill and slowing down a little bit, not too much, but a little bit. And so looking for the next big payoff. I can see a lot of sunlight coming up ahead, so let's continue hoofing it up to Christ the Redeemer. Yeah, I always loving the signage in Brazil, how they articulate things. This is ondulations, which is basically speed bumps, because it's a long hill downwards. And yes, they are correct. Let's keep going. Okay, getting there. Important information to know. You see? Okay, you risk falling, bitten by snakes. There's some hikers. You should be prepared. Don't trash the place. Don't break plants. There's no cell phone signal. That's really warms my heart. And there's kind of a map of the place. Okay, some other rules. Do not bring domestic animals here. Don't be doing any washing your clothes. It's kind of weird. Pick up your animal. Oh, don't feed animals. Put your trash into the right trash cans. No fires, and respect the plant life. I agree with all of these. Okay, wonderful. So there's some natural waterfalls to the right, and there's some kind of summit up to the left. But the policeman who guards down where they've parked the car said never go left. It's very dangerous. But I don't know, the road looks very well developed. I gotta make a decision here or go down this road. This one's the reward for sign of the day. If you're skateboarding, and it shows a very vivid visual that you could fall and break your head. So it's like, look out for your head, use a helmet. And look at that. That is great. I love this plant. You see them all over Rio. And although there's no wind whatsoever, it moves around. It's as though it has a mind of its own. It's just catching some kind of little wind current. I've seen these all over the place, and they're just, I can't figure it out. So if anyone knows, please comment below. Looks like there's some open sky coming up here. So, and look at the drop off. Ooh, all the way down there. You don't want to take a misstep around here. And just caught my attention up here. Look at this cool rock. Oh, that's kind of cool. And okay, let's see if we can find a clearing. Another rest area, just kind of a place to, well, there really isn't any sitting area, but it looks like there used to be some kind of playground here. I'm not sure what reason they would have for removing it, but there you go. Welcome to Rio. So this is the opposite side of the mountain where I just was. This is more the beautiful part of Rio where all the wealth resides, the south zone, the west zone, parts of Alta de Boa Vista, Etanyanga, and that's where all the beautiful beaches are beyond. So I'll hope to get a little bit better footage here in just a few minutes. So that would be Ipanema and Leblon. Lagoa is just kind of behind that cropping of trees. And then heading through that mountain, you can see the backside of Rocinha, which is Brazil's largest favela. However, most of it is on the other side facing the ocean over there. This is definitely a Murphy's Law moment. I mean, I get up to some of the most spectacular areas and you know, there's like all these gas-powered, hey, look, I don't blame them. It's their position. They're cleaning up the woods here, the roads. So props to them, props to the city for making it happen. But man, I hoofed it. And I'm not trying, you know, excuse all the self-centeredness, but this will probably be the only time I ever walk this road the way that I am today, and getting some of the amazing videos and whatnot. But I'm gonna do a bunch of photos and just kind of talk through them, or at least post them throughout this video. So those are the times when the landscapers were really close with their machines. So, you know, just doing the best I can. So that's Lagoa, but there's some city workers here, unfortunately, making a lot of noise. But it's good to see people up here. You could hear the birds singing and everything, but anyway, I'll try to trudge through this. That's Lagoa here. That's the Jockey Club. You see Ipanema in the background, and Leblon here, and Gavia, and then Hosina. So in the Lagoa area, there's the back of Ipanema still, and then you can see it opens up a little bit here. There's yeah, I don't know what mountain that is. I know I drive through there, through the tunnels quite frequently, but I'm not sure of the name of it. And just to give you some scale, if you look down, that's about a 300-meter drop, and then probably about 700 meters over there. So it's quite sharp rocks, and the geological features here are just really stunning. There's other mountains over there, but they're partially blocked by the trees. Beautiful ocean in the background. No, 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 no. Don't tell me I've come this far and I'm going to be blocked from going any further. I haven't been up to Christ the Redeemer yet, which is a bucket list item. All the years I've been in Rio de Janeiro, I've never been there. Not to the top, at least. And look at this, we have a blockade. Let me go check it out. Well, it looks like see, there's one of those plants again. It looks like the road has been washed out. There's another blockade up there, but I'm a pretty adventurous soul, so let's just see what's going to happen here. Wow, this is really cool. Looks like they're going to channel the water, but there's a set of stairs there as well. That really, when you say build a bridge to nowhere, well, this is a staircase to nowhere. And yeah, there seems to be, actually there's a sign here, but natural waterfalls here, which has probably caused the outage. It's still early in the morning, that's why I chose to come up now, because I didn't want to get too hot. And it looks like I can just kind of slide through here. This is kind of cool. You know, the vines and the plants. All right, let's take a look at the other side here. It's a lot of water, and it's been really dry recently. Let's just hope they don't lock me in here. Okay, onwards and upwards. And you know, really just on a personal note, a couple of things. Number one, you know, you start to realize the excitement of the journey when you're going to a place. You have to remember you have the equal and more arduous journey back, because you're going to be a little bit exhausted and a little less excited. Face it. So I'm just starting to deal with those now, even though I haven't hit my destination yet. But it's something to think about. You know, it's interesting how going somewhere is fun, and then coming back is always, I don't know, just a little bit less fun. I frequently see stuff like this in Rio, in the forest. I mean, it really is stairs that go nowhere. Like, what? I mean, they're obviously very old. Just a curiosity. Yeah, and just a few more thoughts. This is specifically about Rio de Janeiro. I mean, it's really a city that you can fall in love with every day. However, that love can be very fleeting, because this city is not without its challenges, which are varied and many. Although it has a natural beauty of, I think, is really unrivaled from anywhere I've ever been in my entire life. But there's just so much more to the story that doesn't get told or doesn't get shown. And to that end, I've decided to walk through quite a few of the favelas, which I'm going to post here on the channel. And you'll start to get, you know, a more full, complete look at what this place is about. And not only that, I'm not pointing out the favelas as people being the scourge of Rio de Janeiro, because it's not. And in fact, I would make a pretty strong argument that it's the opposite. I would say a lot of the middle and the high income, wealthy people create a lot of the problems here in Rio de Janeiro. So I'll get into that a little bit later, but these are things that are coming to my mind as I take one of my last journeys, probably my final journey up this road. And so I'm just thinking of those things. Okay, so looks like I'm nearing the end of the journey, and I just hope I get some access there, because those blockages in the road concern me a little bit. It's a beautiful lagoa with Ipanema, which intersects the Atlantic Ocean and the big lagoon, which is in the center of Rio. Quite a stunning shot here through the trees. Beautiful blue ocean in the background. And if you listen very carefully, you can hear the buzz of the city. There's some buzz of insects as well, but off in the distance, you can hear that traffic and the vibrancy of the city. So there is Christ the Redeemer. It is very far away, so I don't think I'm going to be able to make it up there today. I'll zoom out just for scale. That shuffling in the woods are monkeys. In Portuguese, they're called macacos. The beautiful Christ the Redeemer is seen from the back through Tijuca Forest. I decided to take an opportunity and try to walk all the way up there. I was told it would be about 9 or 10 kilometers, but I've already traveled about 10 kilometers, and that looks like at least another 5. But just look at that. It's just so beautiful, and the way it's framed, overlooking that incredible city. Look at that. So peaceful here. So I gave it a good effort today. A lot of cyclists up here. Actually, it's pretty smart to probably cycle. And I'm gonna have to consider going back Thursday or Friday and taking the car up through Santa Teresa, which is kind of the normal way to go to Christ the Redeemer. And but I think today this is about as far as I'm gonna go. I do see a really nice lookout area, so I'll probably finalize this video with some beautiful shots. So hang on a moment. Yeah, so this is a big payoff here. See the Jockey Club, Ipanema, Leblon. In the foreground, you'll see Jardim Botanico. That is the lagoon in the south zone of Rio de Janeiro. See Ipanema, which intersects the lagoon. And over to the left, if you continue through, you would go to Copacabana and eventually Botafogo. But this is about as good a view as you're gonna get. A bit of a video tour, so right there is Jardim Botanico. It's a lovely area actually, and they have a beautiful view of Christon, or Christ the Redeemer, and there you have the Jockey Club. And in the background you'll see Leblon to the right. A little bit of Gavia. And then as I come back to the left, you'll see Ipanema there. And then the lagoon still. Through those mountains you would pass through into Botafogo after driving through Copacabana. So I was just talking to a gentleman here, and there is no passage through here. He rides his bicycle up here every day, and I've gone as far as I can go. So the only other option is to drive around through Santa Teresa or one of the other areas in the front of Christ the Redeemer. I tried to enter it from the back, and well, you know, mixed results. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I would never regret this journey, but at the same time, it would have been nice to get to the top. However, that can be a different time. Okay, so the long journey back. Here we go. 10 kilometers. Speed bumps. Well, they don't really need them because there are no cars allowed on this road. Look at this. So divine. You're like in a cave. I don't know, not really a cave, but you look directly up and there's like these massive rocks. And that's something I have to say about Rio de Janeiro. These, I don't know, geological formations, I don't know how it happened, but it's really spectacular. These mountains are really just huge rocks with tons of trees and life that grew out of them over the eons of time, I guess. And it's something that's really a superb characteristic of the city here. Oh, we found, I would say it's just me. Found a waterfall here. And pretty high up there. And it's being channeled into a drinking water, clean drinking water, which I think I'll just go over there and have a drink. You know, just one of the mysteries of deep in the forest around Rio de Janeiro, you have this really ancient picnic table with a source of natural water coming up from the woods. What would this have been used for? I don't know. So it's very cool in the forest here, and the reason is when you look up, there's a canopy above. You can usually see little monkeys and whatnot, but today it's been kind of quiet for the animals. There's the Jockey Club again. For those of you that are interested, there is a movie called Bus 174. It's about a kid that came from the favela, and as you can see there's Rocinha, which is the largest favela in Rio. And it's about a kid that kind of hijacked a bus. And it happened there, just behind that bluff of trees on the left in Jardim Oceânico. That's the actual geography. It's one of the better movies and documentaries about life, you know, with poverty and wealthy people living next door to each other, and really the cruelty of the police and the justice system that can be prevalent here. I really highly recommend it. I'll put it down in the comment section, a link to the movie on YouTube. I just had to capture this shot because I've never seen Pedra de Gavia, which is a famous mountain that separates the south zone from the west zone. It's more over in the west zone, and I've never really seen it from this angle. It's pretty cool. So, kilometer 18, this is on the long journey back. Still have a ways to go. Saw some photos of this same area on the way up. But lighting's a little bit different. The sun's way up there. And continue on here. It's been quite a trek. And there's some stories to tell still. Let's just get another close-up here of the city. This is what would be considered the ugly side of the city, you know, where all the tankers are out in the water. It's kind of the, you know, the commercial side, the downtown. And, but hey, it's all one big giant city. And if you look to the left, the city really sprawls out there. It's called the North Zone, and it really gets crazy over there, especially driving at night. Easy to get lost. So